7:54, good morning. There's a suggestion this morning that because passengers are getting a raw deal, that bus passengers rather are getting a raw deal because of a national shortage of drivers. New figures show that almost 1 in 10 jobs for bus drivers aren't being filled, with an even higher vacancy rate for coach drivers. Graham Vidler is the CEO of the Confederation of Passenger Transport, which represents bus and coach drivers. Graham, thanks for coming on. Just how short are we? How big is the problem?
Good morning, Louise. Across the country, we're about 1 in 10 drivers short at the moment. It's a bit less than that, 9% for bus drivers, and a bit higher, 15% for coach drivers. But it's a vacancy rate that's been with us for a year or more now. And as you said, it's starting to have a really unfortunate impact on passengers in a small number of cases.
So what's going on? Because at the minute I'm trying to sort of think logically as a passenger. What could it be? I mean, I guess the problems around COVID, when shifts might have changed and drivers were maybe perhaps in a vulnerable position because of COVID. What are the problems? Why aren't people wanting to be part of the service?
I think there's a few big factors going on, actually, Louise. As you say, one of them was COVID and the pandemic, where I think lots of people, not just bus and coach drivers, but people across the economy, rethought their working lives and decided perhaps to stop working earlier than they might have done, or to work part-time. Secondly, I think in the wake of Brexit, lots of EU nationals who were bus and coach drivers decided to return home. And thirdly, I think across the economy, there's lots more turnover of people than there used to be. And that simply reflects the fact, I think, that there's more job vacancies than there ever have been before.
So how do we attract more people into the job then? Because if people are struggling for money right now, is it the kind of job that you can do as a second income? Do you have to is it a sort of a supplementary job, or is it a career where if you're in full time because there's so much work going?
So most people who are bus and coach drivers choose to work full-time, but it's a very flexible occupation as well, which can be fitted around other work or caring opportunities. And I think one of the great things about being a bus and coach driver is lots of the essential prerequisites most people have already got. You need a driving license, you need to be good with people, you need to be reliable and diligent. So lots of people are well equipped to be a bus and coach driver, I think.
So that's, I guess, the attributes that you're looking for. Sell the role to me. What are we looking at in terms of salary and hours and benefits and community spirit? Tell us all the things that are brilliant about being a bus or coach driver.
Well, salary varies widely from area to area and according to shifts, but the official figures show that the average salary last year was about £27,000. That's gone up quite a bit this year because there's lots of sizable pay rises going in at the moment. I think the next best thing about being a bus or coach driver is you really are an integral part of the community. And drivers tell us that they really, really value what they do, because it's not just about getting people from A to B. It's about helping children get to education. It's about helping people find a job and get to their job interviews. It's about bringing people together. And a third thing I'd highlight, I think, is some recent research that we did highlighted that being a bus or coach driver is the most thanked profession in the UK, and everybody wants to turn up to work and be appreciated, don't they?
Well, it's it's a whole thing, isn't it? Because I'm sure I remember a joke doing the rounds on social media a few years ago that you can divide people into two categories: the kind of people that thank the bus driver and the kind of people who don't when they get off the bus. And I thought that is so true. And in fact, Graham, only I think yesterday, maybe at some point this week, it's been a bit of a blur. At some point this week, I saw a Twitter thread from someone who was so delighted by her bus driver, who was just so charming and said, "Good morning, how are you? Are you having a nice day?" and really engaged with every customer that got on the bus. And it made her feel so good. She took a lovely picture of him smiling, holding his thumb up, and put on social media, "Thank you, Patrick, because you have made my day so much better." So you're right, it is such a simple thing that people overlook, but a smile and a lovely hello from a bus driver can really change your mood.
Yeah, no, that's a lovely story, and that's one example of something that's happening up and down the country. Lots of drivers are telling us that they're really appreciated by their customers, and it's a great feeling.
Graham, how do we get in touch? I guess what do we do? Just look for jobs posted? Is there a place that we go to find jobs if we're interested? Because I'm guessing you'll need training too.
Yes, your listeners can come to our website, which is called thankyouDriver.org. There they can find out a little bit more about being a bus or coach driver, and they can search for vacancies in a depot near to them.
Graham Vidler, thank you so much for joining us, CEO there of the Confederation of Passenger Transport.